Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Stanczak, and I wanted to check in with all of you about one of my most favorite things to discuss, which is service. For those of you that have had a chance to meet with me or know me over the years, service has always been a really big part of my life. And I'm happy to share my personal witness story with you over time and if you're in my class next year. But one of the things I want to do right now is call to mind the core values of Notre Dame Academy. So on the back of your ID, if you take a look, we talk about our core values, right? Faith, responsibility, respect, service, trustworthiness. And this one here on service is what we're going to spend some time talking about today. Notre Dame Academy's commitment to service has always been part of our history, serving the community, helping to make the place that we live in a better place, the relationships we have better, and just all around being good people requires that we learn how to be gracious and we give back and we are appreciative of our many blessings, but that we also progress those blessings forward to others. And so that's part of what we're going to do. Now, because of COVID and a lot of the things that have happened over these last kind of crazy 12, 16 months, there have been some changes to our service program, and basically things were put on kind of hiatus or just kind of paused for a while. It's time to bring those back and get back to quote unquote normal, right, with our service hour requirements. So, to help you understand how that's going to work, anyone that this is the 2020-2021 school year, so current sophomores in the class of 2023, you are going to be expected to complete a service hour requirement at some point between basically this summer and the end of your junior year, roughly around like that April 15th, kind of May 1st window. And we'll talk to you about that more. You're going to be working directly with Mr. Kriegel. He will be your point person as to what's approved and what counts. You'll track it through X2Vol, and he'll talk to you about that service hour program. And this is going to be a graduation requirement as a commitment to service as part of Notre Dame. Normally, you would have been expected to do this your sophomore year. But again, because of COVID, things were kind of put on pause. Okay, so class of 2023, working with Mr. Kriegel, 15 hours of social justice or service-related experiences, and we'll give you more information. You'll be sent some stuff in your emails and through your classes, and that'll be a big part of your junior year, okay? Another thing we need to talk about are for those of you that are current freshmen. So again, I haven't had a chance to meet many of you as the freshman class yet, so hello, again, I'm Mrs. Stanczak, and I'm putting this little video together to try and help you understand what you're going to be expected to do. The current freshmen are going to be eligible basically between June 1st and again, April 15th to kind of that May 1st window of your upcoming sophomore year. You are going to be working directly with me and your sophomore theology teachers for completing a 15-hour social justice service hour requirement. And again, I will share more of this information with all of you. I'm not going to share my screen and do all that techie stuff, but I will tell you that we have a handout that you'll receive. It'll give you all of the instructions and information. It'll give you some ideas of places where you can go. I can put you in contact with some excellent resources in the community, and look forward to hearing from you as to the networking and community connections you have as well. There are going to be a few stipulations and guidelines. Number one, you have to complete 15 hours before you graduate from your sophomore year. Number two, this is a mandatory graduation requirement for Notre Dame Academy. So it's something, if you expect to receive your diploma from us, you must do. Number three, it needs to be specific to social justice. And I'll talk to you a little bit about what that means shortly. And then number four, you want to make sure that you're doing it for someone that you're not in technical blood relationship with. So this isn't a chance to like go shovel grandma's driveway and call it service. You should do that anyway as an amazing grandkid, okay? You don't want to do that kind of stuff and count it for this service hour requirement. This is designed to help you branch out, experience something new, interact with other people in the community you might not normally do, or relate to, or, normally do that with. So that's a chance of what we're talking about. Now, the school's going to also help you try to meet that requirement as best as we can. Mr. Kriegel puts on some phenomenal opportunities. We can both help you get connected at places like Paul's Pantry. That has a super flexible scheduling opportunity, like Monday through Saturday. They have a bunch of hours and things available. So it's really user-friendly to go there and get this done. You can also work through campus ministry with the Astra organization. They will put together specific activities almost, I think, every month that are designed and specially marked for social justice approval. Mr. Kriegel also puts on different service trips. I know now that COVID and things are kind of settling down a little bit, we can get back to some of these things. They do a phenomenal Chicago trip. There is the Canton, Mississippi trip that happens over spring break. And I know positions on those trips are very highly sought after, very limited, but that would count for your requirement if you're able to go. So again, you'll be hearing a lot of information about this, a lot of options, and you can talk to us about all of those different things. If you're worried about whether something counts, email me, kstanczak@NotreDameAcademy.com. That's KSTANCZAK@NotreDameAcademy.com. Or just ask one of the other theology teachers and they'll help you get in touch with me, okay? I will be the point person to help you approve any and all service hour ideas if you're wondering whether it'll work for your assignment. Okay. And I'll do that with you through email so that you have that written approval and verification should you need it when it's time to grade these in the fourth quarter. Okay. This will be part of your fourth quarter grade in your sophomore year theology class. Okay. That morality and social justice class. Now, in terms of some of the things you can do, okay, there are some really great opportunities and we're really flexible with this because again, COVID and, certain things can kind of change based on all of the parameters and, expectations of different organizations. But some great options are helping at homeless shelters, helping at nursing homes, working at places that are, designed to help the vulnerable in some capacity. So things like Sybil Hop School, the CP Center, Aspiro is a big one. Working at places like, the Golden House or Freedom House, those are really good options as well. Helping out at the Red Cross, doing some medical CNA type volunteering. But this is service, right? So there are 3 things that need to happen. Number 1, it has to be voluntary. In other words, you can't get paid for it. Number 2, you have to track it in X2 Vol, which means number 3, you need an outside supervisor, not a parent or relative, signing off on your hours. Okay. Another verified adult that you're not related to that can say, yep, this person was here. They were, this awesome and helped with this many hours of service for us. Okay. So I will be having copies of this document sent to your sophomore classes so that hopefully when you're watching this video, you can also kind of take a look at the handout and read it over and let me know if you have any questions. I will also be sending you a copy of our Catholic social teaching themes. This is what we use to help determine whether or not the service project you're going to do meets the requirement of the class and our core value. In other words, is what you're planning to do for service helpful in one of these areas? If it is, and you can explain to me how and why it is, then most likely it'll count. Again, as long as you're not getting paid for it and it's not for an immediate family member. The other thing I will tell you is that it does need to be done, your service needs to be done through an approved organization. So for example, I don't want you just pulling your car over on the side of the road and picking up trash and calling it service. That's not exactly the most safe thing to do. Now, if you happen to partner with an Adopt a Highway or the Parks and Rec program, or you happen to do a coordinated event through your parish and go, clean up the local park or something like that, great, awesome. It's safe. It's through an organization. You're with a group of people that can verify you were there. That's fantastic. But that's the kind of stuff I mean when I say through an approved organization. I will also say that if you have time over the summer, the Miracle League is fantastic and they are always looking for help. The Miracle League, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Special Olympics, those are all really good operations too. Now, last little caveat, because there's the bell, some of the things that don't count are things like ringing a bell for the Salvation Army. Salvation Army is a great organization. And if you find other service things to do for them, fantastic. But for example, standing in an entryway or in a mall and shaking a bell at people, you're not directly helping the people who are receiving those funds. And that's what we're hoping for instead, is more of a direct service connection. Okay. So this isn't just about raising money or raising awareness, which is why things like walkathons and telethons and bell ringing and, marathon stuff like that doesn't really count. The one exception for that is the 40-day walk for life. And Mr. Kriegel can help you get connected with that. We can talk about that as well. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Again, you can email me at kstanczak@NotreDameAcademy.com, and I will be happy to assist you. Please watch for these communications to come through in your student email and via hard copy or through Google Classroom with your teachers, however they choose to share this out. You'll also receive copies of it again in the fall with your sophomore teachers, but I wanted to make you aware of that. Okay, so current freshmen in the class of 2024, 15 hours between now and the end of your sophomore year, okay? Current sophomores, class of 2023, you'll be juniors next year. You need to finish 15 hours before the end of your junior year to kind of make up for this COVID lapse that we had over your sophomore curriculum, okay? So again, class of 2023, hopefully you remember, you work with Mr. Kriegel, and current freshmen, soon to be sophomores, you work with me, okay? And I will hopefully see all of you very, very soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful summer if I don't get a chance to meet with you personally before then. And feel free to email me with any questions or concerns that you have, okay? Bye-bye.